Hey guys, it's Marley from Kale and Crunches. Welcome back to my channel, bringing you fitness, motherhood, lifestyle, realness. Today I'm going to talk to you about something that I know a lot of you are going through. Postpartum hair loss. Yeah, see these new bangs over here? That's real. So this is something that I've shared a lot about over on my Instagram, answering a lot of questions about it daily, which by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and give that a follow because I show you so much behind the scenes postpartum realness. And I just feel like I have all these amazing mom friends from all around the world now, and we just connect on such a deep level through stories and so much behind the scenes stuff. So go ahead and give that a follow if you want more behind the scenes realness. So like I said, I've gotten so many questions about this, and really the number one question is how to deal with postpartum hair loss. So today I am going to be bringing you 5 tips that I have been doing to help deal with my postpartum hair loss. But before we start, I just want to give 2 disclaimers. The first is I am not a medical professional. I am not offering any medical advice. I'm not a healthcare practitioner. I also don't necessarily believe that postpartum hair loss can be prevented. I think once it happens, it can be helped, but my tips today aren't going to give you any prevention. It's more so going to be how to deal with it once it happens, because honestly, being real, I think it's just gonna happen. And I truly believe at the end of the day that our hormones are just gonna do what they're going to do in this time. The second is that I just wanna take a moment to acknowledge anyone going through hair loss for any other reasons, whether it's medical treatment, cancer treatment, a condition like alopecia. I know that losing hair postpartum isn't the end of the world, and that sometimes it might feel like that, but it's just to say that for other people that are going through any other types of hair loss, I see you, I acknowledge you, and this video isn't meant to be complaining or make anyone feel bad, but I just know that it can be a really hard time for people still postpartum, so I just wanted to acknowledge that. Okay, so let's just get into it. 5 tips on how we can help postpartum hair loss. So tip number 1 is all about supplements. I have chosen to stay on my prenatal supplement that I've been taking actually since before I got pregnant, all through my pregnancy, and I'm continuing it today. By the way, I should say I'm 5 months postpartum. I have stayed on my prenatal supplement because I think it's really good for breastfeeding, and it's just really good to replenish all of our nutrients, and there's just so much going on postpartum. All the hormones are going crazy, especially if you're breastfeeding, the hormones are still going extra crazy, even at 5 months. So I really think it's important to stay on the prenatal vitamin, and I do think that it helps to a certain extent to help with that hair loss. In addition to prenatal vitamins, I'm also taking an omega fatty acid supplement. Fatty acids have so many nutritional benefits, such as helping brain function, helping anxiety and depression, helping with sleep. But on top of that, they really target those beauty cells like hair, skin, and nails. So that could also really help with that hair loss. Similarly to an omega fatty acid, I'm also taking collagen. I was taking collagen before getting pregnant, during my pregnancy, and now as I'm breastfeeding, postpartum, I take it. I've gotten a lot of questions about this too. You have to speak to your doctor to see if it's right for you. It's like any other supplement. You probably wouldn't want to just start it out of the blue once you were pregnant or breastfeeding. So you just want to make sure that it's right for you and that it's okay for you. I've been taking it for years and I was given the go-ahead, but obviously check for you. I take a collagen peptide. It actually comes in a powder form. I mix it in my coffee. I have it every morning. And again, like the omega fatty acid, it just helps target those beauty cells, hair, skin, nails. Good for bone health, has a good source of protein. So to me, that just seems like a no-brainer for something that can definitely help with hair regrowth or just with the postpartum hair loss in general. Okay, my second tip isn't as technical and it's kind of simple. It's just don't wash it as often, because you've probably noticed that in the shower, it comes out in massive clumps. And also, the shower can kind of be a really big place of anxiety during postpartum hair loss. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I'm showering and I wash my hair, just from washing it, there's clumps that are coming out, and then combing it out after is even worse. It kind of just looks like I haven't cleaned out my hairbrush in months, and then I'm pulling out huge, huge clumps of hair. So now I kind of just wash it once or twice a week, which is actually, I think, good for hair anyways. It's kind of like training your hair to be a little bit less greasy. And like, let's be real, like really, who has time to wash their hair more than once or twice a week anyways right now? I mean, not me. So this has sort of been my hairdo, even though it definitely shows off the postpartum loss. It does hide the bald spots, underneath, and I just go for that middle part, and like you can't really tell if it's been washed or not. Now this next third tip is something that has actually been so game-changing for postpartum hair loss for me, and that's switching up the hair elastics that I use. I used to use those standard black like rubber bands. Now I've switched to these plastic elastic bands. This brand is called Invisibobble, and I can definitely leave a link for it below, and I've just found that it doesn't pull the hair out at all. I can put my hair in and out of this hair elastic, and it totally doesn't snag any hair when I take it out. It doesn't have those clumps of long hair sticking out into it, or that wrapped around the elastic band. That's the worst. These are also awesome because if you put them around your wrist or really stretch them, they always go back to this little shape. So to me, this has been game changing. I find that you just need to wrap it around twice. It holds the hair in place really well. And of course, I'm assuming that you just know you're keeping your hair back so your baby isn't pulling at your hair all the time, which, side note, also doesn't help with postpartum hair loss. My next tip is just changing up your pillowcase and switching from a cotton pillowcase to a silk pillowcase. I found that if you sleep on a silk pillowcase, it just doesn't snag the hair as much, and you might notice that when you wake up in the morning, there's less stray hairs stranded all over that pillowcase. So switching to silk is a really good idea. I've also left another link for just a standard silk pillowcase below. Side note, it's also good for your skin, for wrinkles, and all that stuff. So yeah, silk pillowcase for life. And lastly, your final tip dealing with postpartum hair loss is just to not stress, laugh about it, let it go. Because I mean, at the end of the day, stress isn't gonna help the situation anyways. New mom life, postpartum life can be stressful already, so we don't need the added stress. And I know you're probably just not feeling like 100% right now. You're probably not feeling your best, and it's not the ultimate time for feeling like a supermodel in our life. And the hair falling out can just be emotionally really, really hard. And I totally get that. But once you sort of accept it and know at the end of the day, things could always be worse. So even though it does tend to grow back in like a really not cute fashion, I mean, take a look at these baby hairs here. Like, I definitely have cute bangs right now. At the end of the day, in a few months from now, maybe in a year from now, you know, we'll laugh about it. So there you have it. Those are my 5 tips for dealing with postpartum hair loss. For more tips like this, for more tips on motherhood, new mom life, all that good stuff, make sure you're subscribed to my newsletter. The link is below. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, to subscribe, and just share it with anyone that you think would find value in this video. My goal is to connect with as many people, as many new moms, as many women as possible to help share in this journey and this process, because sometimes it can really feel like we're alone, and we are so not alone in this. So I would love to connect with all of you. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.